The following program is brought to you in part by Time Warner Cable and the Madison County School System. Hey everybody, be a friend of Madison County School Sports Television on Facebook. MCS TV on Facebook. Log on and like us now. This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond. Luxury Pet Service in Richmond. Jack Burford Chevrolet. Faith Created Assembly of God Church. ScenicCabin.com. Linville Insurance. Time Warner Cable. Madison County Schools. Richmond Tourism. ProSigns. CSEP. First Gear. And Rosenbaum Communications.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCS TV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.
Welcome to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. Welcome back to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. I'm Samantha Burford, here with, of course, head coach of the Madison Southern Eagles, Shane Buttry. Thanks for coming and joining us today.
I'm glad to be here.
We are at Jack Burford today. They're our official coaches sponsor, so they've got a nice little setup for us right here.
This place is beautiful. First time I've been here in a while, and it's beautiful.
Completely remodeled up front,
nice.
So it is very pretty, and we're very thankful that they've allowed us in here today. We've kind of taken over the little customer service area.
Got the good colors and everything. It's perfect.
It's exactly just for you, and then that Corvette's up there just for you too. That blue and orange. All right, Coach, let's talk a little bit about your history in basketball, because there's a lot of new fans to Madison Southern, and we want to give them a little bit about your background.
Great. Well, I was actually a member of the first class at Madison Southern.
Now see, I didn't know.
I was at the school in Richmond for 3 years.
Oh yeah, we won't get
And they opened Southern up, and they gave the kids that were in Berea a choice that were going to be seniors, either stay at Central or go to Southern, and I made the decision to go to Southern. And about somewhere around my junior year of college, I started coaching at Southern, and just like as assistant freshman coach. And 19 years later, I'm still there, and this is my 12th year being the head coach. So I've been there ever since, and worked my way up. I was a JV coach for 6 years under Coach Sally. So I've been there the whole time and seen a lot of good things, and I'm very glad I made that decision to come to Madison Southern. Yeah. It's been a big influence on my life.
So as the head coach, could it be possible? I mean, does it really feel like that many years?
No, I mean, I have.
Quick, doesn't it?
I see people all the time that are, out in the community that I coached And I'm like, oh my, and they've got families and kids going to
Does that
middle
make you
school.
feel old?
Yeah, oh yeah, it does. And I'm kind of like, I cannot believe it's went this fast. I mean,
Yeah.
and I look back and go, wow, it's, it just seems like last year it was the first year I was coaching. I mean, I can't believe it, but it's life too. It goes by quick.
Do you find that it gets a little easier? Do you find that things change? I know with social media, the students and different things like that change. So has that been a complication to an added stress to your job?
I think it gets harder every
Okay.
year. I really do, and that does play a key in it. But when I didn't have kids, I've got a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old.
Your biggest fans.
Oh yeah, they're
They're at
wild.
almost all the
They are.
games.
Yeah, they are. And when I didn't have kids, it was easier.
Yeah.
But now it's. Like right now, my son's playing a game in Somerset. I had another one just finished one in Berea, and
Yeah.
I mean there's always something. And if we have to separate and go different ways, it's hard, and that's the biggest thing. I miss them quite a bit. And my 10-year-old's going into middle school, and in a couple of years, and I may just bring him up, let him pass middle school, and just hang out with the freshman team and play. I don't know, but it's just something to think about.
He'd
It does
like
get
that.
harder. Oh yeah, he can play too, but it's before I know it, he'll be up there. So it makes it tough.
You know what? You're right. As quick as time goes, he will be there shortly.
Yeah. So I think.
Are you
that's a
ready
good
for
thing.
that? Do you
No.
want to coach him?
I do.
Okay.
It'd be a pleasure. It'd be fun. We just got to make sure we sit down for practice every day and probably say, now
Yeah.
look, it's there's boundaries.
Well, and
all
that's a
that.
new dynamic to the team. You got to change that role of being a parent to being the coach. And
Yeah, I always ask coaches. Just the other day, Chris O'Brien at East Jessamine, his son dresses, and I think he's in middle school, but he dresses him on the JV and varsity. And I said, how is it? Do you like it? And he said, oh, I love it. So I like to get that advice about what it's like to coach
Yeah.
a kid.
well, they are at most of the games, like I said, and I'm telling you, they've got their shirts. They're on the end underneath the basket when the other team's shooting their free throws.
I've noticed that on your TV show. Yes, I've noticed that quite a few times.
Well, as us in the media sit up there up top, we love to watch them move around, and
Yeah.
I mean, they're excited.
Yeah, it was a close game the other night, and I guess it was an overtime game or something, and my smallest one came up to me during a timeout, and he said, force a jump ball, it's our ball. And I said, it's our ball anyway, go back up in the stands, But
So
this
you
is
already
part
have
of
an
it.
assistant coach,
Yeah,
whether you want it or not.
I've got plenty of them in the stands, but he's one of them.
Yeah. Well, let's and since you bring that up, let's talk about that. What do you think about the parents? I mean, do you get a lot of phone calls from
No,
dads, moms? I mean,
not really, very few.
emails.
Yeah, maybe a few, but that's just the nature of it
Nature
anymore.
of it,
And
yeah.
it's,
Everybody wants to be a coach.
They do, and it can be a little frustrating, but it's the nature of it, and
Yeah.
you just gotta keep going with what you're doing, and we're having for what we have as far as experience and youth and the size of our team, we're having we're playing well this year.
Well, let's just go ahead and talk about this season.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
I'm very impressed with how we've come along. Not too many teams in the state have lost 12 kids from a team that won 18 games last year and have come on, and really we have been in every game that we've played, and it's not like our schedule's a slouch. I mean, we've played, maybe 2 or 3 games where we're a lot better than somebody, but the rest of the games, we've got to be prepared.
Tough schedule.
It is, and we can't just go out and pick who we want to play. It's a mutual agreement that people have to want to play us too. And
Right.
but considering the lack of experience, 2 of our top 7 guys were playing at Foley Middle School last year. And you put those young guys in with 2 or 3 seniors that play a lot.
Yeah.
We've meshed well, and for what we lack in some areas, we make up for it with hard work, and
Yeah.
we hate to lose, and we know we're building for the future, but we're also not overlooking this year because we feel like we've got some big wins coming up on down the line this year.
Yeah. Well, you got an aggressive bunch. I mean, they play with a lot of heart
Yeah.
and a lot of passion. They
Yeah.
don't quit.
No.
And we've been to a lot of games for Madison County School Sports, and I mean, they're a fun group to watch.
They are. I had a team in 2010. I think we won 22 games. We were ranked for most of the season,
Yeah.
and I had quite a few compliments. But I've had more compliments on this team this year.
Really?
And that's saying something. I have coaches email me saying, how. I had one email one day and said, "How did you get your guys to play so hard?" I said, "Well, a lot of that's them. It's just in them. But we push them every day in practice and things like that. But that stuff's up to them. And We've had lots of compliments, and I don't blame them. If you pay to get in and watch us play, you're not going to be disappointed.
Yes.
It's a good group of kids, and they play really hard.
Now, over Christmas, did you guys, I know you were in the Berea tournament. Did you play any other tournaments?
Sometimes we play 2, sometimes we play 1, just depending on some things. But we played in the Berea tournament, and then after that, we hosted a couple of games, and we brought in a team from Australia, and some of their kids stayed the night with our kids, and it was a learning experience. It was really good, and we got to meet some of those. That had to be fun. It was, when we had a gift exchange, and it's neat to meet people that haven't been in Berea ever in their life, and we've never met Australian kids and parents, and it was fun just to get to know them, and it's it was a cultural type thing, and it was fun.
So gifts, what would you give someone?
We gave them just had this little a bag that had Madison Southern on it, and we gave them a water bottle that was Madison Southern, and we put a T-shirt in there that was a Madison Southern T-shirt.
That's a good idea.
They were very appreciative of that, and we got T-shirts from them that had something to do with their Aussie team and all that stuff, and it was a nice shirt, and so it's just something that we can look back on and say, hey, we got this from that Australian group that came over.
Good learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It was fun.
Did you find it all, or did your men find it all? They played differently? I mean,
they did. There were some rules that were different. Their three-point line is the international line, which is back, about a foot further back. And then they were telling me they didn't have the bonus rule over there. So if they shot free throws, it was only on a shot attempt, which was 2 shots. So when it was 1-and-1, sometimes they would stand there and not realize, they had to. If there's a miss on the first shot, they had to go get the rebound, and it mixed them up a couple times. So things were a little bit different, but they were very schooled fundamentally, and they were most of their kids, they gave us a program about their program, and they were all 18. There might have been 1 or 2 17-year-olds. And it's not a school. They told me they go to school over there from like February to November. Then they're off. And so it's a traveling team, and they pick up kids from different areas of their Australia, in parts of Australia.
Now, did they fundraise to make it over here?
Each kid had to fundraise, or somehow they got $10,000 apiece to come over here, and they went to Las Vegas, New York. Yeah, that's
telling your boys you got to get $10,000 each one of you, because you know how hard it is.
We like to raise $10,000 a year as a group, and that's tough enough, but to get $10,000,
incredible.
I'm sure it's a great learning experience for them.
Yes, and for your men as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, well, Coach, let's take a quick break so that we can get some of our sponsors in, and then we'll come right back. Okay? We'll be right back with more.
This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, Pro Signs, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Welcome back to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. I'm Samantha Burford here with Coach of the Madison Southern Eagles, Shane Buttry. And we've talked a little bit about your Christmas and things like that of nature, but let's really get into postseason play.
Okay. We draw for the district, which is, I think there's 7 districts in the state that draw, but anyway, we're one of them.
Okay, so I'm getting the vibe you don't like the
draw. No, I mean, I think everybody should play each other. That would make the games in season more meaningful, and therefore you set up where you're at and you seed like most people do, but it just doesn't work out that way. So we draw.
So you did that last week.
We drew Berea. We have drawn models 6 straight years before that. That's I don't know how that happened. I have no idea, but.
So lucky 7.
Yeah, we got Berea, and we've already beat them once, but when you get to postseason, you're 0-0, and anything can happen. And if you look throughout the last, 5 or 10 years, if there's ever a big upset, it's the first round of the district. So we've got to make sure we're focused and ready, and you can't count on going to the finals before you take care of business in that first game. So
You got to get your fans there, whether it's just because it's district. I mean, you still got to prepare.
Yeah,
fans there.
We've already started getting
there.
some tapes in. We're going to watch what they do. We kind of know, but we're going to make sure we're prepared on out of bounds play, side outs. You know what we expect from them and what we expect us as a team to do.
Right. And since you've already played Berea once before, I mean, you pretty much know their style of ball, but things change.
Yeah, they do. And when you as a coach, when you're preparing for the postseason and you're probably some of an underdog, you're probably going to try to pull some tricks out of the hat and do some things differently, and we've got to be ready for that stuff. So we won't change a whole lot because we are kind of young, and we'll go in aggressively and attack them and try to play an up-tempo game like we like to do, and our kids like to play, and we'll make them adjust to us.
Okay, and you mentioned you guys are young. What, like, statistic-wise, you've got how many seniors this year? We got 4 seniors. We start one freshman, and one freshman is probably our 6th man or 7th man, depending on if we put a big in or a guard in. Mm-hmm. And then we've got 4 or 5 sophomores that play a whole lot. Yes. And not many juniors play varsity. Okay. So of our top 10, there's 2 freshmen, 2 or 3 seniors, and then 4 or 5 sophomores. Yeah. So it's, we are young. If we took our statistical leaders from last year, say there's 10 categories and the top 3 out of each, we had none of those guys back this year. Wow. And we didn't have a guy that ever started a varsity game in his life until we started 5 new guys against Central this year in the first game of the season. So, we have had to, I guess you call it rebuilding, but we've played well. We really have. Right. And, I'm proud of them. Doesn't it? It does. It goes in cycles, and things like that are going to happen. But if we look down the road, and our coaches talk about this some, we'll lose some really good guys this year. But then the next 2 or 3 years, we're going to have the same group back for 2 or 3 years. That's got to be a coach's dream. It is, and it's it's something you can't miss the forest for the trees, because good things are coming. Yeah. But we're not very patient. We want them to happen right now too. So we're taking it one game at a time, 1 week at a time, and we're getting better each week. And I think some good things are going to happen. Now, you as a coach or any of your assistant coaches, do you guys ever go to the middle school games and see what's coming up? Yes, I went to Foley Ferristown this week. Okay. And then I went to a. No, that's a good opportunity. I went to a game this morning too at Ferristown. So you got to kind of make yourself available to those kids and do some things. But a lot of times I have to go explain to them, we've got freshman games 2 nights a week, varsity games 2 or 3 nights a week. My son has practice in London 2 nights a week, so it's hard. So if there's a weekend game, I try to get there for sure and and try to get those guys in. And our 8th grade at Foley, they might have lost 2 or 3 games, and Ferristown played them right to the wire the other night. So there's a really good class of 8th graders following our good class of freshmen and sophomores. So that's good. Yeah, it's things are looking really, really up for us. And your freshman team, want to talk about them at all? Yeah, they are. They're very good. We're hoping that they hit a growth spurt, and they will. There's a big difference in the freshmen compared to the juniors and seniors. They won today on a last-second 3. They beat Rockcastle, hit a 3 at the buzzer, and won that game today. Oh, and Rockcastle has some big boys. They got a good freshman team too. They've got a 6'3" kid that's really good, and they got another guard that's really good. They both play varsity too. Like we got 2 varsity guys that play as freshmen. And I think our freshmen are about 9-2, 9-1, something like that. And a lot of them, we got 6 of them playing up to JV level, and then 2 of those guys are playing up to varsity. So if they were down there where they're normally supposed to be, I mean, we could have some sophomores playing JV, and our JV's like 9-3 right now. Yeah. So I mean, it's we're beating people at all levels, and our varsity don't have a winning record, but we're playing really well. I really think we are. Good. Now, with your practices, I know when I interviewed you at halftime, that was a couple of games ago, I know that you guys, it was, I believe, a snow day, so we were out of school, you brought the team in, and I think you were very happy you had come in, because this team did a different style of play than what you guys are used to in the transitions. Yeah, we try to, no matter what. I mean, if you miss a couple of days of practice, it really throws you off. Yeah. Especially if it's a snow day and they sit around a lot because they don't have anything else to do. So watching SpongeBob at home. Whatever it is, they're on their phones or whatever. But if it's not super dangerous, we'll make a call and say, if you can get there, if it's any way possible, we'll come in at noon or 2 or whatever it is. Yeah. But and if we have a game that day, we get them out of bed and get them up, get them in there at noon, and
we'll go over scout report again. We probably did the day before, but we'll go over it again and then go over maybe a few more things that we need to do. We try to.
So you probably like some snow days.
Some, yeah. There's
been
days that we're like, oh, I hope it snows, so because we really need to go back over. We may have had 3 games this week, and we want to really go over this scout report, and we need another.
Yeah.
Another little hour and a half or so to go over it, and if that happens, it usually works out pretty well.
That has to be hard when you guys have that many games.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you're talking about regular season. We'll probably play 28 games. We've had a few snowed out that aren't going to get made up. Doesn't look like.
Oh, okay.
Well, the one team don't want to make it up, but we're trying. But yeah, when you play 30 games, I mean, there's late nights watching film, and there's some nights, and then in the next week or so, I'll probably start watching tape on Berea. No matter if it's after one of our games or whatever, but we got to be prepared for the postseason. And then at the same time, we'll probably start focusing on Central a little bit too. Not overlooking Berea, but you got to be ready when you play a Wednesday night game and then you play Friday night. If you win against Central, you got to be ready for that.
You got to be ready for both.
Yeah, so we're going to have to put our heads down and get to work on both those teams.
Right, and Central's got a different team this year than last year
too.
I mean,
they do.
You understand that.
They're athletic and they're all that. We played them first game of the season, but we feel like we're a whole lot better than we were then, and Central's playing well too. They about knocked Trinity off last night, so if we get to play them, I look forward to it. I think it could be a real good game.
So overall, you feel like your team, each game is getting a little better?
Yeah, early in the season, I was kind of frustrated a little bit because I think there was 2 or 3 games we probably could have or should have won. But like I said, I keep trying to stay positive and saying, the good things are going to happen. We're rebuilding a little bit, and we have some talented kids. It's just you've never played in a varsity game.
Yes.
It takes a while, and it's a process. But I think each week, and last night we played West Jessamine, who is, they had Montgomery beat. They had Central beat. They're really good. They start 5 seniors, and we're there at halftime, and we're right in the game, and we're like, we're getting better. Our coaches were like, we're getting better. This is a great test for us.
Yeah.
And we lose by 14 or 15, but it was 7 or 8 in the fourth quarter, and we had chances to come back and win the game. We just didn't have enough time.
At halftime, when I interview you, we're always out on the court, and then when I follow you back, you and your coaches are always in a meeting before you go into your team. Yeah. So what do you guys do?
Well, usually we will look at the stat sheet and kind of look at some things, turnover wise. We'll have a little chart there about what defenses we used and how they worked. If we run a 1-3-1, how many times did they score against it? How many times they score against our man?
Right.
And we'll look at foul trouble, and then we'll kind of decide, what are we going to do to start the second half? Or what are we going to start out in defensively usually? And then we go in and talk to them and relay that to them and let them know what we need to do better or to keep doing in the second half. Because the first 2 or 3 minutes of the third quarter is the most important part of the game in my mind. You come back out, you either expand on your lead or they get back in it. And it depends on those first 3 minutes. And we always try to win that first 3 minutes, no matter if we're down or if we're up. It's like the East Jessamine game. We were down 33. Cut to 15, and we said by the end of this quarter we needed a 7. Well, it was exactly 7. And we almost came back and won that game. That would have been a monster win, but I was still very proud of them.
That was an incredible game, and I believe as player of the game, we gave it to the entire team.
They deserved it.
They deserved. There was not one kid. We were all up there in the media saying, "There's not one kid you can give this to," because it took an entire team effort. That was one of the best games. I enjoyed watching that game, and I'm hoping a lot of. You don't want to lose ever.
No,
but that was a great game.
That was. It really was. And even our guys, and I noticed this, and sometimes when I watch your guys after you videoed it, I like to watch our bench and see how they rack at stuff. And when we were making that run, we had guys that don't play a whole lot. We're standing up, cheering, and clapping and doing all that. And that's what it's all about. And when those guys are into it like that, we're all together as a team, and anything's possible to come back like that.
Well, if anybody still wants to watch that game,
it's up.
It's up. It's on MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. You can go back through the pages and find all the games.
I love to watch
that. That was a great game to watch.
Yes, it was.
We all hated the ending, but that was a great game.
We were very close. Very close.
Well, before we leave, I know we've got some gentlemen, some basketball stars that we are going to talk to. You want to say anything else before we finish?
Well, about those 2 guys. Those 2 guys are leaders, DeVante, Linville, and Trevor Huff. And
I was kind of hoping he was going to wear his homecoming crown over there.
Yeah, it seems like we've had a lot of those guys that win the homecoming, and stuff that are some athletes that we've had. And play football and stuff too. But,
yes, and we've had him in here with them. With football. So but happy to have him back.
These 2 guys are really good leaders for us. They have big games on the court very frequently. And even if they don't score as many points, they always do something that gives us a boost or a lift. And you know, you got to have guys like that.
Yeah, leaders.
Because we are young, but when you got a handful of guys that are seniors that have played some at a varsity level, that they really help us out. And we do have some talent in the younger groups, but we're going to really miss those seniors next year too. We've got to have some guys step up and become leaders at that level.
Are any of them playing college basketball?
I don't know about that yet. I mean, I know DeVante's going to play college football. But we'll just have to wait and see.
And they might want him to play basketball too.
You never know.
Once he gets in there.
Yep, you never know.
He's smiling at us back there. So.
Yeah. Good kids. They're good kids.
Yeah, I know you're happy to have them.
Oh yeah, I've got a great group.
It's a good group of
I don't
men.
complain about them much at all. I have to get on them some. That's just the nature of the business. But as far as off the court and all that stuff, we've got a really good group of kids, and that means a lot. I mean, if you were winning a bunch of games and you weren't happy with your kids, you didn't really like being around them, that would be miserable. But
it would be, wouldn't it? Because you guys spend a lot of time together.
Oh yeah, I mean it's anywhere from 2 to 7 or 8 hours a day, depending on if we're having a road trip or whatever it is. We might get home at 11:30 some nights, so we're with them all the time, and it's good to have good kids and be able to
they're all getting
coach them.
along.
They are. We've got good chemistry, and the kids get along, and the coaches.
I think you can tell that by the way that they play.
I do too. When you've got friction, you see at the college level too, and there's friction there, and there's kids aren't on the same page and jealousy, and we don't have that. It's just a good group of guys that have chemistry and play hard, and they all have the same goal, and it's wonderful. It's really been a great year for us, and I really think we can end it very strong. I really do.
Yeah. Well, Coach, we wish you the best in postseason. I couldn't get that out, but
I understand. That's all right.
Congratulations on such a winning season already, and then we're gonna big success and keep our fingers crossed. Toes
whatever
crossed,
we got to do.
Whatever we need to do to get you into the district championship and the region championship and on to stay, right?
You never know.
You never know. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for doing all this for us.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And when we come back, we're gonna have the two fine young men sitting here with us in just a second. So thanks for watching.
Hey everybody, be a friend of Madison County School Sports Television on Facebook. MCS TV on Facebook. Log on and like us now. This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel in Richmond. Luxury Pet Service in Richmond. Jack Burford Chevrolet. Faith Created Assembly of God Church. ScenicCabin.com. Linville Insurance. Time Warner Cable. Madison County Schools. Richmond Tourism. Pro Signs. CSEP. First Gear. And Rosenbaum Communications.
Welcome back to Madison County School Sports, and we are very delighted and excited to be with two fine young men today from Madison Southern Eagles. And guys, I want to let you guys introduce yourselves, maybe tell us all the positions you play. I mean, let's just start with you.
Okay, I'm Trevor Huff. I'm a senior at Madison Southern, power forward. Played for 4 years.
And you've been our player of the game several times. What do you think about that? You excited?
No, it's an honor, yeah.
Yeah. You're like, oh gosh, they're saying my name again. No. Do you guys go back and watch any of the games again?
We do, yes.
You do?
We do.
You do?
Several times.
Okay. And introduce yourself.
I'm DeVante Linville, senior at Madison Southern. I've played basketball for 4 years, and I'm a shooting guard.
And he plays. Now, do you play football too?
No, you're not.
No, but you play
I play
football.
Yes, as well.
DeVante, and you're going to
Campbellsville University.
Campbellsville. That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
And going to play football there.
Yes, ma'am.
And what if they come in and say you want to play basketball too? Would you do that too?
I might have to if they ask me.
Well, and this is his second time on the show because he's joined us for the football shows before too. So we're excited to have you back. What do you guys think? I'll let either one of you take it. What do you guys think about the season so far?
It's been very good. It's a learning experience.
Yeah.
Every game, we learn something new. We gel together. It seems like we get tighter and tighter after every game.
Yeah. You guys all get along pretty well.
Yeah, we do. We have a very tight bond.
Yeah.
Coming into the season, I really didn't know what to expect because like I've played with Trevor and I've played with Tanner and I've played with Stacy, but I've never played with Michael Jefferson. I've never played with Caleb Miller. So it took us
Not even like in middle school.
No, not even middle school. So
Okay.
it took us a few games to gel together. But once we finally found out what our roles were,
Yeah.
we're tired now.
It seemed to come pretty naturally too.
That's
I
good.
mean, there was no struggles. There was no conflict. It was straight to playing basketball.
Just straight ball.
Yes.
Well, and you guys seem, I mean, you really seem like you get the word I guess I'm looking for is you get along really well.
Yeah.
And like I was telling Coach Buttry, you can see that when you guys play. I mean, do you guys do stuff off the court together as well?
Yeah, we
Yeah, we-
hang out a lot.
Yeah.
So we can jump each other if we have to.
Yeah.
Keep each other out of
yeah,
trouble
yeah.
and different things like that. Now, how's school going? I mean, everybody go with grades,
Yes,
and
yes.
that's really important too because a lot of people, you know, some may know this, but some may not. You got to have good grades to be able to stay on the team now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he require anything specific, like a certain GPA?
Yep. You can have a 2.5 or higher in order to
Okay.
play.
You guys are smart too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I just asked him a minute ago. You guys all both have girlfriends, and
Yeah.
yeah, see him. I've got a sophomore. I was trying to tell him I was trying to hook him up with my daughter, but see, it just doesn't work that way. I should have brought her with me, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think about the postseason draw? Are you excited?
Very
Very
excited.
excited.
Gonna have Berea.
Yes.
Yeah. So you think that'll be a win?
Hopefully,
Hopefully.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's guaranteed in the postseason, so
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
can happen.
And I believe that. What is that? February 25th?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was looking at that draw earlier. So, and then you possibly could play Central again
Yes.
if they win.
Yes.
So, and you've played them once before.
Yes.
Yes.
What do you think about that game?
It'll be a lot different.
You
Yes.
think?
Yes.
Yeah, because you guys lost that game, right? But it was pretty close.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, you're not giving me much here.
was-
You're giving me some yeses.
It was. We set the bar after that game. That's every time we go to practice, we say we got to play the way Central played.
Yeah.
Okay.
We go in every practice and every game. We got to play the way Central plays.
Same speed, same intensity, everything.
And I think they're very similar to you guys. I mean, they're very aggressive, they're very fast-paced, and they're in the same situation. They lost a lot of seniors.
Yeah.
So they're starting out with a different type of a team this year, too. So you
Yeah.
guys probably have a lot in common with them.
Yeah, we do, but we try to set the bar that way. Every time we go in practice, we play like Central, play like Central, play like Central. That way, when we play them again, we're not as intimidated as we were the first time. Because
Were you intimidated? You were.
I think some of our guys were. I mean, we started a freshman,
Yes.
3 sophomores, and a senior. So
And
I mean,
the atmosphere too.
the atmosphere, yes. So our guys came into the
Yeah.
game and they're like, well, we're just got out of middle school a year ago. We haven't played in high school yet.
We've
so.
been a part of it. It was
Yeah.
a shock to them. It was
Yeah.
almost like
Yeah. So it could be the same type of situation where you get back in there, play them again, and the roles could be reversed.
Yes,
Maybe they're going to
exactly.
be intimidated this
Exactly.
time because
Hopefully.
they know how hard you guys have practiced. I know. Do you ever see any of them, their students, at your all's games?
Yes.
yeah, every now and then.
Every
Yeah.
now and then. Especially
Yeah.
against Model and Berea, we saw a lot of them there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scouting.
And some of you guys probably know each other
Mm-hmm.
from younger years, playing on some of the same teams.
Yeah, we hang out with some of them.
Yeah.
But we like to talk trash a little
Yeah.
there and now.
Yeah, that's fun
Yeah.
for you
Yeah.
guys, and a little bit. That just doesn't get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Is there anything before we leave that you guys want to add in there?
I don't think so.
No, I think
So you're good.
Yeah, I believe so.
Listen, congratulations
Thank
on a
you.
great season.
Thank you.
Good luck in postseason.
Thank
And thank you guys for being with us. You guys are a great group, and you're really a lot of fun to watch. So I'm looking forward to it as a fan and as the media, watching more games.
We are too.
Yeah,
we're very excited.
Very
Good. Well, thank you guys
Thank
again.
you.
Thank you for
And
having
thank
us.
you for watching MadisonCountySchoolSports.com.
Hey everybody, be a friend of Madison County School Sports Television on Facebook. MCS TV on Facebook. Log on and like us now. This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond. Luxury Pet Service in Richmond. Jack Burford Chevrolet. Faith Created Assembly of God Church. ScenicCabin.com. Linville Insurance. Time Warner Cable. Madison County Schools. Richmond Tourism. Pro Signs. CSEP. First Gear. And Rosenbaum Communications. Hey everybody, be a friend of Madison County School Sports Television on Facebook. MCS TV on Facebook. Log on and like us now.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter. Or like us on Facebook, MCS TV. And of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.